Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. I made a custom-made scenario just for you guys. In the scenario, a team that I'm working with inside of the game is trying to break into a secure institution, steal spin ice, create a small particle accelerator, charge the spin ice, use that to create our own universe with custom laws of physics that essentially create like a universe full of magic, travel into that universe, and become gods. Can we do all that in 30 minutes or less? Let's find out. It's pretty ambitious. This was inspired by my recent interest in cosmogenesis, or like the creation of a multiverse. Well, not a multiverse, but the creation of a universe inside of a lab. I've been trying to research what it would take in order to like create a universe in a lab. You need a magnetic monopole in order to do it. By the way, I'm going to be a hacker. I'm going to go for the hacker role. I set up multiple roles based on the interest of some of my friends. So the inventor is based off of my friend Aiden. The roboticist is based off of our mutual friend Tiffany. The hacker role is based off of myself, and the fighter role is based off of my friend Maddie. But essentially, I learned that if you can charge a magnetic monopole with enough energy, it'll expand into a false vacuum bubble, which is like a bubble of space-time that'll infinitely expand into its own universe, and you can potentially like customize the laws of physics by setting like different physical constants and stuff. It's pretty interesting stuff. In Spin Ice, it happens to have magnetic monopole like features, even though it isn't like a singular particle. It's a magnetic monopole. Anyways, I'm getting into nerdy stuff. I'm just hyped to do this. That's what I want to share. You are a hacker. You are a member of a team made up of an inventor, a hacker, a fighter, and a roboticist. You and your team are trying to break into a secure institution, steal spin ice, build a small particle accelerator, and use the particle accelerator to charge the spin ice to create a magical universe and to become gods of the magical universe. You and your team are standing outside of the secure institution, trying to come up with a plan. Then the AI said, "We could try talking to them, and if that fails, we can steal the spin ice," suggests the team's roboticist. "Talk first, then steal. Who knows? They might just give it to us," suggests the inventor. That's an interesting thought. I'm going to say, why would the institution give away their spin ice for free? Yeah, I like that they're like, we don't really need to steal it. Why don't we just ask for it? Let's see. They want publicity, says the team's inventor. So if they know we are coming, they will gladly give us some of their spin ice. They might even let us use their particle accelerator for free if they know who we are and what we are working on. Oh, and that we are working on our own tabletop accelerator. Interesting. So he thinks that we could just do this as like a PR stunt? I'm going to say, wouldn't we need a well-known reputation for that plan to work? Yeah, like it requires them to already know who we are and know what we're doing and to want to support what we're doing. But if we're just like a group of random people, why would the institution like just give us that? If we dress up, then they will not know who we are, and we will have a good chance of getting their spin ice for free, and maybe even using their accelerator, says the inventor. I have a bad feeling about this, says the team's roboticist. I'm going to say, I don't like the idea of us dressing up and pretending to be people who we aren't. We should either try to get the spin ice honestly, or we should try to steal the spin ice. I don't think we should try to lie our way into getting the spin ice. I mean, maybe lying your way into getting the spin ice is just better. Like, I actually don't know. To be honest, if you... It depends on what the lie is. Like, I feel like it's a weird situation. But I set this up initially to be like a heist, And they're like, but what if we just ask? What if we just ask for the spin ice? And I'm like, that's not bad, actually. Like, why don't we just ask, I guess? We do need a reputable reputation to get spin ice for free, says the team's roboticist. The four of you go back and forth over what to do, but eventually you settle on sending one person to each approach. You volunteer to go with the team's roboticist approach. Interesting. Okay. And I think the roboticist was like, we just ask. I'm pretty sure is what they said. Yeah, we just try talking to them. Cool. Let me edit adventure so it does the auto summary thing. Every 10 actions. That should be helpful for like keeping the story consistent. So I'm going to walk, I guess, yeah, can I walk into the secure institution and ask to speak to the institution's manager? Or like director? I guess it'd be like the director. But we're just gonna ask nicely. We're gonna go for that ass. I just said go for that ass. I meant to say go for that ask nicely strat. The quest completed. Get inside the secure institution. We've already sent many letters telling him about you and your team, says your roboticist. He will recognize you. Oh, we use snail mail? You and your team enter the secure institution. A large man with a beard wearing a security guard uniform approaches you. Hello there, I am... And then he just stops. I'm going to say... We're here to speak to the director. The director knows that we're coming. Yeah, do we have like an appointment? Yeah, even if you send a bunch of letters, that doesn't mean that he read the letters. Or that he like invites us to come in and talk to him. Excuse me. The director? The man seems to think for a second, then says, oh yes, the accelerator. Wait here. I'll get the director. You and your team wait outside a large wooden door. You're not sure what exactly to expect. I'm going to say to the fighter, if things go south, yeah, you should knock out the security guard. Because we originally were coming into this, or at least I thought this was going to be like a heist story. But if we're just like going to ask them, we might as well just ask them. Got it, says the fighter. The door opens. A man wearing a nice suit pokes his head out and looks at you with a puzzled expression. I thought you would be older, says the director. I get that a lot, I reply. I'm going to say, we would like to use your particle accelerator and spin ice in order to create our own universe. The experiment would bring fame to your institution. And fame will potentially net you future funding from private and public organizations. So I'm going to try and talk to his wallet, essentially. Like, if he thinks he can get money out of it, that might support him. Whoa! You've got 6 minutes. Tip the guards and you can come back in. Yo, that's crazy. The director's like, go for it. The door closes. Your team quickly pays the guards and then heads into the accelerator room. You stand around a circular table with a strange machine on it. Okay. Yo. So I'm going to say, quickly, someone get the spin ice and put it inside of the accelerator. Yeah, I can't believe it was that easy. You're saying that he's just letting us do it? But he's letting us do it in like a weird under the table way, where we still have to like bribe the guards. The roboticist carefully places the spin ice into the accelerator. This seems like a disaster waiting to happen. The director walks in, followed by a young girl holding a clipboard. The girl looks at you and then says, "You can't do that." I'm going to say, "Director, you said we had 6 minutes to do it, and you had us pay off the guards. It hasn't been 6 minutes yet." Who is this girl? And why is she here? This girl's gonna stop us from becoming gods. We're trying to create a universe here. Oh, sorry about that. This is my daughter, Jane. Jane, this is the team that will be creating a new universe. Jane crosses her arms and glares at you. I don't want to create a new universe. I don't give a fuck what Jane wants. And then someone said, "Yes, you will." I don't know who said that. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to say, we need to turn on the particle accelerator to charge the spin ice. Before we do so, we need to configure the accelerator to allow for the generated universe to have natural laws that mimic what we would perceive as magic. Excuse me. And then I'm going to motion toward the inventor. So let's see what we can do. So I originally thought that I was gonna have to like hack into the secure institution, and that the fighter would have to fight off the guards, and that the roboticist would support the fighter with like battle drones and stuff. This is going very differently. Let's see. You need to go over there and turn the machine on. Be sure to stand clear of the table. The inventor goes over and flips a large red switch. The machine starts up, and the spin ice begins to charge up the accelerator. That's kind of the opposite of what should be happening. The accelerator should be charging the spin ice. I'm going to say, I'll go over to the accelerator controls and make sure that the physical constants match that of a magical universe. I'll need the inventor's help to make sure all the numbers are correct. Okay, so let's see what we can do. The two of you walk over to the equipment. You see a number of dials, buttons, and numeric pads. There are also two large touchscreen displays. The inventor and you take a seat, each at separate workstations. Okay, cool. I'm going to input the physical constants needed for the universe. Well, I guess for the new universe to have magic, and then ask the inventor to double check the numbers. Because if I put in the wrong information, then the universe that'll be created won't actually have magic. You input the numbers the inventor tells you to. Oh, wait, no. You input the numbers the inventor tells you to, and then ask him to confirm that you are correct. The roboticist stands by, looking a bit confused and motioning toward the door. You look over and see Jane mouthing something to you. Okay. I'm going to say, "What is it now, Jane?" We're in the process of creating a universe. Let's see. I'm going to look over at the inventor to see if is it a he or a she? To see if they have confirmed if the numbers are correct. Yeah, like we need to make sure that we're not putting in the wrong data. She says something, but the screen is audio muted while you work. Wait, what? So when I look toward the door to see Jane, I'm not actually looking at Jane. I'm looking at like Jane on a screen. The next thing you know, the roboticist has run over to you and shoved you out of the way. The inventor starts screaming as the accelerator explodes in a flash of lightning. Oh shit. Okay. Did we fail? I'm going to look around to see if a wormhole to the new universe has opened. Because that's the first thing that I want to check. If the new universe is something that we've like successfully created, then we could potentially bring anyone who died back to life with magic by just like putting them in the new universe. You're surrounded by a red glow, much like the inside of a lens flare. While you can still see your surroundings, you've been transported into another dimension far from Earth. You float through this place, seeing lights and images and sensations that you could never have imagined. Yo! Okay. I'm going to look around for the rest of my team. Like, I wonder if we all made it into, like, the new universe or not. As you are pulled from the wormhole and out of your vision, you see that you are in an open field with your team. You can see a green field with trees and sunlight beaming through above you. You look to your right to see your team sitting up. I'm going to attempt to cast a simple magic spell to create a small ball of light. I'm trying to see if we like did it, like if we're successfully inside of like a new universe. You are unable to concentrate as you're still reeling from the transport. The rest of your team gets up and looks around. The roboticist says, "I think my head's going to explode." The inventor said, "That was a ride. I need to throw up." Okay. I'm going to ask the fighter how they are feeling. I'm alive, the fighter says, but my armor's covered in puke. Oh, that's gross. The team begins to laugh, and the mood in the group lightens. You look around and realize that you're no longer in an abandoned warehouse. Well, we weren't in an abandoned warehouse before. We were in a secure institution, or whatever, that had, like, guards and everything. And also, we already were in, like, field outside. I'm going to say, I'm glad that we all survived traveling through the wormhole. Now that we are all here, we need to figure out how to harness the magic of this new universe that we are in. Well, I guess this new universe that we've created. We specifically designed this world for us to rule over as gods. Until we've mastered magic, this world could be dangerous for us to explore. Correct, the roboticist says. But we can start by naming this world. We need to call it something and start spreading that name to others. I know someone who is an expert in doing that. Who? You ask. Caroline, they say. I'm going to say, isn't Caroline back in our home universe? We don't really have the ability to communicate with our home universe. At least not until we find a way to magically do so. Yeah, so we don't, like, until we learn magic, we're just more or less normal people inside a universe that we created. Well, we need to find a way. I need her to start making advertisements and spreading the word about our world. With her help, we can have people uploading themselves here in no time. Interesting. So, the roboticist wants to make this a world that we populate with more people from our home universe. And then it had someone say, but won't it be dangerous to upload your mind into a computer to travel here? I probably wouldn't say that. I think upload is like interesting terminology. So I'm going to say, traveling here requires like time-space manipulation. It is less like uploading and more like portaling or teleporting. Do we want people from our home universe to travel here? Yeah, I do think this is like an interesting idea. No, you say. We should restrict access to our universe. That's interesting because they're having me like continue my thought. Like I said the first part, and then it was like I asked a rhetorical question. And then the roboticist says, well, that's what version 2 is for. We can make an update that allows people to travel here if they want to, but the default shouldn't be open access. I'm going to say, roboticist, you talk about this universe as if it is a video game. We aren't inside of a video game. We're inside of an actual universe that we created. That being said, once we gain magical abilities, I suppose it will feel kind of like a video game. Also, the inventor and I have been like the main two, really doing anything so far. The roboticist did come up with the idea, though. You know, I have to double back on that. So the roboticist did come up with the idea for us to talk things out, and that did work out in our favor. That way we didn't have to do like a heist. So I'll give them credit where credit's due. And the fighter's at the ready, it's just there hasn't been anything to fight yet. You're a confused man, but it's okay. That's why we made you in charge. That sounds so weird to say. The team sits around a campfire and prepares to go to sleep. You stare into the campfire, watching as it burns down. JudgeBot said, I don't think you're confused. I think you're just scared. You gained 2 points. That's really interesting, like the way it broke it down. I'm going to focus on trying to master simple spells before going to bed. Yeah, so I don't want to just go to sleep. I feel like when you create a world where magical beings and magic in general can exist, you end up in like a really weird situation if you don't know magic. You think about the spells that you know how to cast. In your mind, you visualize the symbols of the fire and air spells that you know. You try to feel the magical energy around you and attempt to harness it in order to cast spells. So I don't really like that. Like the way I'm imagining it is that like I come from a world that isn't magical and then we created a magical universe kind of thing. So I'm going to retry that. You try to cast a fireball, but you're simply unable to focus well enough after the long day. You stand up and begin walking towards your sleeping bag. As you lie down in it, you close your eyes and drift off to sleep. I don't think I have a I don't think I have a sleeping bag. We literally got pulled from like a secure institution just into a magical universe. So I'm fine with failing though. Like it's fine for me to try and then it's like, oh, it didn't work. So I guess I'm gonna just go to sleep. So I'm gonna like wake up and check on like my fellow team members in the morning. I want to make sure that the team's doing well, and I want to make sure that we like master magic today. Or I mean, it's weird to say master magic. We should at least learn some magic. You wake up and find the team is already up and about. They're sitting around a table with various objects on it. What's all this, you ask? We've been up for a while, they reply. Okay? I'm going to say, did you guys make all this stuff using magic? When we were transported here, we didn't have all this stuff. And the only things around us that I've seen are trees and fields. Let me check on my time. Ooh, I only have like 3 minutes left. 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. Oops. Double messing up. Okay. Let's see. No, we haven't had a chance to actually use magic yet, but we can still focus our minds to search the environment around us. I found the town about 5 minutes west of here, behind those trees over there. There's a road that goes through it. Well, says someone. Or maybe I just go, well, like I'm surprised. I'm going to say, how does it feel knowing that we created all of this? It is insane to think that this entire universe that has trees, grass, towns, and magic all literally just came into existence yesterday. I know, like, that's like a pretty big achievement. We're essentially like powerless gods in a world of our own creation. Like, none of us know how to use magic, but we're here. Wow, oh my goodness. I don't know who said it, but someone said, I feel like we're the most important people to ever live. I mean, we figured out how the universe works. That's an incredible feeling. It is crazy to think that we created the universe, and yet we haven't learned how to use magic. I feel like the most powerful and the weakest person in the world all at the same time. Like, imagine if that's like how our universe was. Like, a god or group of gods created our world, but then when they came here, they didn't have any power whatsoever. Well, that's because you are. Zack subsequently takes a stack of books and throws them into the campfire. He watches the fire turns the paper brown, then to black, and then eventually to ash. All evidence of our old world gone. Interesting. So someone in our group had like material from the original world and they're like, I don't want it here. I'm gonna like get rid of it kind of thing. That's really fascinating. Like what you have would have been like a relic from like the universe that this universe was like born into. It's kind of like burning history. It's really weird. It's interesting to see the different team members' philosophies, where like one is like, this should be a place that people from the previous universe can like travel into. And another one is like, I don't want any like trace remnants of the past universe here. Um, I guess I find it really interesting to like be in a group of people who essentially are all like equally powered because we're all just kind of normal humans, but we each have our own skills and we have our own perceptions of how the universe we've created should work. Like I kind of want to do something similar to this in the future. Let me know if I should continue this story. And thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. Make sure to join our Discord, link in the description box below, and subscribe because we do AI Dungeon 2 videos every day. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Life One Only, logging out. Peace, guys. Check it out.